Hello, you're here at Wednesday's edition of QPVN English News Bulletin with Mlinchi and income deadlines. General Secretary Tô Lâm British founder and chairman of BERGGRUEN Holdings and BERGGRUEN Institute. View on Vietnam's participation in UN peacekeeping operation discussed. Vietnam first unique ceramic museum opens in Bình Dương. On January the 7th in Hanoi, General Secretary Tô Lâm, research founder and chairman of BERGGRUEN Holdings and BERGGRUEN Institute, Nicholas BERGGRUEN C., and director of the VIET East Asian Institute at the U.S. Columbia University, Nguyễn Thị Liên Hằng. General Secretary Tô Lâm highly appreciated the guest support for the development of the Vietnam-U.S. relationship in recent times, affirming that Vietnam attaches great importance to the relationship with the U.S. and always expects to promote the bilateral relations for the benefit of the people and businesses of the two countries, contributing to peace, stability, and sustainable development in the region and the world. Noting that practical and effective development of the Vietnam-U.S. comprehensive strategy partnership in recent times has owed to the contribution of businesses, scholars, and people of the two countries. General Secretary Tô Lâm suggested the guests continue to explore new investment and research opportunities in Vietnam, while coordinating with the Vietnamese side to effectively implement existing cooperation agreements between Columbia University and universities in Vietnam. General Secretary Tô Lâm emphasized that Vietnam persistently pursues the policy of building an independent, self-reliant, and deeply integrated economy. The country identifies science and technology, innovation, and high-quality human resources building as strategic breakthroughs, also decisive fighters to the national competitiveness and sustainable development. In that process, Vietnam will further create favorable conditions for the operations of foreign investors, including the U.S. in Vietnam, while paying attention to the enhancement of educational cooperation and people-to-people exchange between the two countries. The guests expressed their pleasure to witness Vietnam's development achievements as well as the positive progress in the Vietnam-U.S. relationship in recent times. They appreciated the vision of the Vietnamese leaders and General Secretary Tô Lâm, affirming that they could actively render efforts to promote the bilateral relations between the two countries in the coming term. On January the 7th in Hanoi, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính chaired the government's law building session for January, discussing 7 draft laws and resolutions to be submitted to the National Assembly at the upcoming session in February. General Phan Văn Giang, Minister of Defense, attended the event. Delegates reviewed the amended law on the organization of the government, the amended law on the organization of local governments, draft resolution of the National Assembly on the establishment of a number of ministries in the 15th tenure government, the National Assembly resolution on the number and structure of government members for the 16th tenure, and the draft law on participation in UN peacekeeping forces. Prime Minister Chính underscored the need to ensure a full, stable, and long-term legal framework for deploying peacekeeping forces under the United Nations, while reinforcing political consensus and social support for the United Nations noble mission of global peacekeeping. On January the 7th, Military Reason for Political Committee organized a conference to roll out military defense and party building tasks for 2025. Senior Lieutenant General Trịnh Văn Quyết, chairman of the General Political Department of the Vietnam People's Army, presided over the event. In 2024, the Party Committee of Military Reason for actively forecast situations and timely advised the Central Military Commission, Ministry of National Defense, to effectively handle all situations, contributing to socio-economic development for localities in the region. The unit also closely coordinated with the local party committee and authorities to build a strong whole people defense posture in association with the people's security disposition and a solid defensive area. General Quyết asked Military Reason Force Party Committee to focus on implementing resolutions and strategies that have been set forth. The 8th Central Committee Plenum of the 13th tenure on the strategy for national protection in the new situation, in line with the situations and tasks of the unit and localities within the region. He also tasked the unit with strictly maintaining combat readiness status while carrying out the function of state management on national defense in the area. He stressed that military reinforced product committee should work with local authorities and relevant forces to promptly and effectively respond to non-traditional security situations, natural disasters, maintain political security and social order and safety, especially in consolidating the national defense posture. Senior Lieutenant General Trịnh Văn Quyết emphasized the significance of party building work. Therefore, in preparing for the organization of party congresses at all levels towards the Party Congress of Military Reason 4, the unit was tasked with preparatory work, focusing on the preparation of documents and personnel for the Congress in accordance with the instructions of the Central Military Commission Standing Committee and the General Political Department of the Vietnam People's Army. January the 7th marked the 46th anniversary of the victory of the war defending the southwestern border and, together with the Cambodian troops and people, defeating the genocidal regime on January the 7th, 1979. After 46 years, the immense contribution and sacrifices of Vietnam's volunteer soldiers and advisors remain forever engraved in the histories of both Vietnam and Cambodia. This was emphasized by Major General Lee Ang Stovanara, Cambodian's defense attaché to Vietnam, in an interview with QPVN. After seizing power in April 1975, the Pol Pot-Ieng Sari regime established democratic Cambodia and launched military invasions into Vietnam when enforcing a genocidal rule that led Cambodia into an unprecedented catastrophe. In the 3 years, 8 months and 20 days, nearly 3 million innocent Cambodians were killed. In response to the urgent call from the Cambodia United Front for National Salvation and to defend Vietnam's sacred sovereignty, the party, state, military and people of Vietnam exercised their right to self-defense, defeating the invaders and, together with Cambodian forces, overthrew the genocidal regime on January the 7th, 1979. During those unforgettable days, tens of thousands of Vietnamese volunteer soldiers fought heroically and sacrificed their lives for peace, freedom, and the noble international duty. Through combat, the solidarity between Vietnam and Cambodia became an invaluable treasure for both nations. In a country where Buddhism is the state religion, the Cambodian people have always believed that only the Buddha can save them in times of suffering. When Cambodia was on the brink of annihilation, with only desperate prayers left, the Vietnamese volunteer forces helped liberate Cambodia on January the 7th, 1979, from the oppressive Pol Pot regime that had already claimed nearly a quarter of the population. For this, the Vietnamese volunteers are honored with the Buddha Army in Cambodia. Without their help, the Cambodian people could have never escaped the horrors of Pol Pot's genocide. On behalf of Cambodian Military Attaché's office in Vietnam, I would like to express my profound gratitude to the party, state, military and people of Vietnam for always upholding the close and enduring tradition of solidarity, standing shoulder to shoulder with the people of Cambodia. Coming up next, VESF 2025 Breakthrough Solutions for Sustainable Growth and Development. Vietnam first unique ceramic museum opens in Bình Dương. In addition to high-level trade surplus, a breakthrough has also been made in the work of building and perfecting institutions and policies that was heard at the regular press conference held by the Ministry of Industry and Trade on January the 7th. Import and export became one of the main drivers of economic growth, with a total turnover for the whole year reaching a new record, nearly $800 billion. In particular, exports reached $405.53 billion, an increase of 14.3%, more than twice the target. The high-level trade surplus was recorded for the ninth consecutive year at nearly $25 billion, helping to increase foreign exchange reserves, stabilize exchange rates, and macroeconomic indicators. The whole country has 37 items with export turnover of over $1 billion, accounting for 94.3% of the total account. Major balances were maintained, including ensured energy security and equilibrium in the supply and demand of essential commodities and input materials. The Vietnam Economic Association, together with the Vietnam Association of Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises and the Vietnam Economic Times, jointly organized the Vietnam Economic Scenario Forum on January the 7th, aiming to discuss the scenario of Vietnam's economic development in the 2025-2030 period, a turning point demonstrating the national spirit to achieve breakthrough growth and sustainable development. Themed breakthrough solutions to achieve high growth and sustainable development in the new era, VIET 2025 took place in a special context when the country is going to conclude the 2021-2025 development period and create a breakthrough foundation for the next 5 years. The forum includes two main sections that focused on analyzing the strengths and limitations of traditional resources, thereby proposing solutions to remove bottlenecks, creating a stable foundation for economic growth by discussing modern growth drivers such as science and technology, innovation, digital transformation, artificial intelligence, semiconductor industry for sustainable and inclusive growth. VIET 2025 is expected to be the event where important initiatives are proposed, helping orient Vietnam's socio-economic development strategy in the future. As part of the activities to celebrate the 53rd anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between Vietnam and India, January the 7th, 1972 to 2025, the Institute for South Asian, West Asian, and African Studies at the Vietnam-India Friendship Association in Hanoi organized an international conference promoting Vietnam-India tourism in the new situation. At the event, the Indian ambassador to Vietnam affirmed that both countries are rich and diverse cultures with many UNESCO-recognized World Heritage Sites. Tourism connectivity between the two countries not only brings economic benefits but also promotes mutual cultural understanding. Delegates also discussed the development of tour packages directly connecting major cities of the two countries and the promotion of new tourism products such as discovery tourism, cultural tourism, and culinary tourism. The Minh Long Ceramic Museum, located in Thuận An City, Bình Dương, has officially opened, offering a unique showcase of one-of-a-kind ceramic masterpieces. The museum celebrates Vietnam's culture and preserves the finest artistic and cultural values of Vietnamese ceramics. The 99-meter-long, 9-meter-high relief sculpture symbolizing the unity and development of the Vietnamese people is a centerpiece of the newly opened Minh Long Ceramic Museum in Thuận An City, Bình Dương. The museum's unique ceramic collection, presented for the first time to both domestic and international visitors, perfectly blends culture, art, and craftsmanship. From the raw clay, through the skillful hands of artisans, come creations that are not only durable but also carry deep cultural significance, convey meaningful messages about life. Each artifact also tells a vivid story of creativity, craftsmanship, and the dedication of Vietnamese artisans who have spent nearly 2 decades perfecting their craft. The museum not only preserves but also showcases the finest artistic and cultural treasures of Vietnamese ceramics. The essence begins with the clay, and the craftsmanship lies in the hands of the artisans, who source the finest minerals from around the world, and through the skilled hand of our craftsmen, we create masterpieces such as lotus ponds that resemble real lotus flowers. We have over 10 world record products that cannot be replicated. Our goal is to astonish visitors when they come to this museum. The Ceramic Museum plays a vital role in preserving and showcasing the cultural and artistic heritage of the Vietnamese people, passed down through generations. In this museum, we are captivated by unique creations that highlight the creativity and craftsmanship of the artisans producing truly remarkable pieces. I believe this will soon become a must-visit destination. The unique ceramic museum enhances the pride of Vietnamese ceramic artistry and craftsmanship, paving the way for it to become globally recognized heritage. It is the end of the latest news bulletin today. You can always watch the news again at QPVN.vn. Goodbye and see you next time.